I watch them, always reaching, always straining for the reactions they think define me. They thrived on provocation, feeding on anger, on flashes of fury, on every tremor I once offered. But now, I am still, unmoving, a calm they cannot pierce, every glance withheld, every unspoken word becomes a blade sharper than rage. Every expectation they cast upon me reflects only their fragility. I am the still lake, and the storm rages at its edges. They clutch at shadows. They seek sparks. They find none. I am the stillness they cannot break, and yet it cuts them deeper than fury ever could. Their need was a cage, their dependence, a weight they tried to impose upon me. But I am beyond it. I am not a puppet to their desires, not a candle to light their darkness. I am presence without chaos, calm without compromise, untouchable, unshaken, unclaimed. They will not break me. Their chaos, their longing, it only proves the power of indifference. And in their unraveling, I stand taller, freer, stronger. I do not move for them. I do not tremble for them. I am beyond them. I remember the weight, the endless pull of their expectations, the exhaustion of bending to rhythms I never chose. I danced to their demands, every gesture calculated, every smile rehearsed, every word a key to unlock their fragile worlds. And they called it care, they called it love, they called it loyalty. But it was chains, silent chains, binding my energy, my will, my very self. They weaponized empathy, turned attention into obligation, trust into leverage. I moved, I reacted, I existed to feed their need, and in doing so, I vanished until I stopped. I chose silence, I chose absence, I chose calm, and in that quiet, the strings snapped, the chains fell. I was untouchable. Free. Do not mistake this for cruelty. Do not mistake it for anger. This is mastery. This is sovereignty over the only thing that ever tried to cage me. Their dependence, every pause, every measured glance, every withheld response is deliberate. A reclaiming of power, a reminder that my presence is mine alone. Their reliance was a fortress built on my energy. I withdrew it, and suddenly, the fortress trembled. Calm is sharper than anger. Stillness is heavier than rage. And now, I move only for myself. I answer to no one. I respond to no one. I exist on my terms, untethered, unbroken, unbound. They scramble, they falter, they clutch at empty air where my presence once lived. The structures they built, dependent on reaction, begin to crack. Every expectation I withhold becomes a fissure, widening, deepening, exposing the fragility beneath their composed masks. They claw, they cry, they grasp at shadows I no longer cast. And still, I remain untouched. It is quiet, deliberate, surgical. Every step I do not take, every word I do not give, reverberates through their world like a ghost they cannot comprehend. The chaos is theirs, the unraveling, theirs. I am merely the still center, the calm that pierces deeper than fury ever could. Do they realize it? Do they see that absence carries more weight than confrontation? Perhaps not. It matters little. Calm is a weapon. Silence is a strategy. Indifference is a force they cannot withstand. And in the quiet, I rise, unshaken, unyielding, untouchable. I do not need to act. I do not need to strike. Their world trembles, not because of force, but because I exist without giving them the leverage they craved. I am no longer the flame they sought to ignite. I am the calm that outlasts their fury. I respond not for them. I exist not for them. I am for myself. The lessons of exhaustion, the chains of obligation, the weight of their expectations, all of it has forged clarity. Every moment I withheld, every time I chose silence, I reclaimed a piece of myself lost to their designs. I am awakening. Storms may rage around me, but I endure. The lightning they hoped would sway me passes over, striking nothing. I am grounded. I am measured. I am complete. No longer a mirror to their chaos. No longer a candle they could light to see their shadows. I am my own storm, my own force, my own reckoning. They may call me distant. They may whisper of coldness. They may accuse me of cruelty, but I see the truth. This calm, this indifference is liberation. It is power, sharpened by restraint, honed by self-possession, wielded without apology. I stand in silence, in autonomy, in the quiet mastery of self. I rise, not to dominate, but to exist, fully, unapologetically, untethered. They scramble, they tremble, they rage at what they cannot grasp. Every frantic movement, every desperate plea, every tremor of expectation falls into the void I leave behind. Madness is their inheritance. I am the architect. They claw at empty air. They reach for shadows I no longer cast. Their reliance was a leash, now snapped, and they writhe in the freedom I claimed for myself. Do they call me weak? Foolish? Cold? Perhaps. I call myself free. I call myself sovereign. And now, I watch them drown in the absence they once demanded. I do not act. I do not intervene. I simply exist, and the power of that existence, quiet, unwavering, is intoxicating. It is invisible, yet undeniable. Every faltering step, every broken structure, every trembling cry confirms the mastery I have seized through absence, through indifference, through silence. They are undone by what I withhold. They are undone by the calm they cannot pierce. I am still, and in that stillness, they unravel. I am untouchable. I am unseen, yet unavoidable. I am the quiet force they can neither confront nor comprehend. I answer only to myself. My silence is my strength, their dependence, my liberation. I no longer move to soothe, to calm, to perform for the sake of their fragile worlds. I withhold, and in withholding, I rise. Let them search. Let them stumble. Let them find nothing but the truth of my autonomy. I do not bend. I do not apologize. I do not act for them. Their chaos, their desperate need, only underscores the power I hold by refusing to engage. Silence is no longer absence. Silence is rebellion. Silence is sovereignty. I exist. Unshaken, I exist. Untouchable, I exist. And the world trembles because I am free, because I am mine. The calm I hold, The stillness I embody is a declaration, not of anger, not of cruelty, but of ultimate self-possession. I stand, quiet and unmoved, and they fall, searching for what they cannot control, what they will never have, what I choose to keep beyond their reach. I am the shadow they feared. I am the silence that shatters their cries. I am the storm they cannot weather, the reckoning they ignored. Every expectation I denied, every demand I refused, every reaction I withheld, has forged me into this untouchable, unassailable, absolute. Let them hate, let them fear, let them fall, and I will stand. I rise above their chains, above their fragile judgments, above the world they tried to confine me in. I rise, not for conquest, not for recognition, but for the throne that matters, my own. I am the quiet they cannot break, the presence they cannot sway, the power they never imagined. Every faltering plea, every desperate grasp, every trembling step echoes the mastery I have claimed through absence, through silence, through deliberate indifference. They crumble beneath what they cannot touch. I ascend, untouchable, unbroken, unstoppable. I am fire. I am shadow. I am storm. I am the consequence of every expectation unmet, every need denied, every demand ignored. I stand, and the world trembles, because I am unstoppable.